Jordan. Look, I'm not trying to play the fifth. Look, but they control this system. Look, who you think bring the drugs in and the guns in? And look, we had Mega Evans, we had Morning Malcolm. Now who the fuck you think killed him? J. Edgar, who would distort the Panthers, then they bought the crack and they killed him. Look, you already know that I bring the smoke, no filter. The hood is full of broke dope dealers. Understand it like Inspector Gadget, man. I'm about to go get them. Don't wanna see no more killers. Don't wanna see no more deaths. Start that G with the polo bill. Got a vision like Jermaine Dupri, and if you can't hear me, then you're so deaf. Whole pies is what he sold that shelf. No monsters what he told that ref. Feeling like Sugar Ray Leonard. Hunger, but you should've made dinner. Some people gotta get drunk to have courage, boy. You done got full of that liquor. We don't even fight no more. Soon as you hit him in the mouth, you gonna pull out that pistol. Shit so sweet, but it's bitter like pink juice. Know how that we do. Now we got a sweet tooth. Goodwill special. You can go and get the team suit. Chillin' no beef soup. Glass out soup. Straight from the motherland. Then we got deep roots. They can't defeat you. They just wanna beat you. Shotgun and chains, boy. They used to beat you. Now we be killing each other. Lord, I be missing my brother. I tell my mother I love her. We gotta look out for each other. At times I be smothered. I suffer from so much depression. When you feel my pain, then you know it's connected. You been exposed like a hoe and she naked. I got that sauce like a bowl of spaghetti. I'm an evil tested living legend. I already did my time. 5 years in prison. I'm no longer on parole. No more. Case closed. So for now I'll just live life in East Texas. And I'll never sell my soul. Oh no, oh no. Hey, yeah. 903 easy. Charge 903 East Texas. Living legend. Well respected.
To Puerto Rico, my blood, my soul, my heart. I carry the flag in my heart. I carry the island in my veins. When I wore those colors on my chest, I wasn't just playing basketball. I was honoring a heritage. I was honoring my father. I was honoring every Puerto Rican who's ever had to fight twice as hard to get as far. Puerto Rico, you gave me fire, you gave me soul, you gave me home. We are proud, we are powerful, we are present. This Hall of Fame moment belongs to the island, it belongs to us.
What it do? It's 903 Boxing. I'm your host, Charles J. Say, man, shout out to my audience. Shout out to those that rockin' with me. Yeah, we back in the kitchen. There's a whole lot of goddamn sauce in this pot, man. Let's get to the shot. Nobody want to be black. Not even black people. Nobody want to be black. Not even black people. Once again, it's a sad day in black America. Nobody want to be black. Not even black people. I'm tell you, the only time we want to be black, and this go for black people and non-black people, is when we listening to NBA Youngboy. When we wearing designer. When we tapering our shit. Yeah, when we riding with swangers with the fifth wheel on the back, jamming that goddamn DJ Screw and Fat Pat. We want to be black then. We just want to be black when it's cool. But don't nobody want to get shot in the motherfucking back. It's sad, bro. Nobody want to be black. You know, Brazilian has the largest population of black people. Imagine if they actually claimed black. This is why Europeans play divide and conquer. Imagine if everybody that's really black claimed black. We would outnumber them. Brazil is one of the largest countries in the world. I want to say top 5. Imagine if the Africans just over here, just in America. Imagine if all the Africans that was over here claimed us with the black Americans, and the Latinos claimed us, and the blacks in Canada claimed us. Oh man, and the blacks in Britain claimed us. We'd outnumber them, or the numbers would be very close. So that's why they came up with the word Hispanic and separated y'all. Because for one, Latinos wanted to identify with Europeans. Latinos never wanted to identify as black because they understand that's more of a struggle. That's why when they come over here, they play white Latino. They play Euro Latino to get by, and they go against us. I'm telling you, bro, the same thing that Latinos are doing 30 years from now, these mixed breeds gonna do the same thing, and they're already doing it. This is why blacks are breeding with white folks like never before. We ain't seen this kind of breeding in a long time. Blacks and whites are black folks are purposely breeding with white folks. For one, out of self-hate. For one, we think our baby gonna look more pretty. And for two, the kids that are to come, they're not gonna claim black. They didn't come up with the term mixed race until the 2000s. There was no such thing. In the 80s, the 70s, the 90s, when you had a baby with a white woman, that baby was considered black. But now they come up with mixed race, like they came up with Hispanic to divide. That way you don't have to claim black. Latinos don't have to say they black. We can say I'm Hispanic, I'm Latino. And the mixed breeds, they're going to do us the same way the Latinos are doing us. Mixed breeds that have a white mother and a black father, they're going to say we ain't black, we mixed. The Africans in South Africa are already doing it. They've been breeding like cattle too with white folks, and now their seeds are growing up, and they saying we not African, we coloreds, we just mixed. We are not African. It's the same way with the blacks and whites in America. See, mixed breeds understand one thing: they can never be white because you can't hide the African DNA within you. You can never be white. But we understand that white folks kind of treat mixed breeds a little better than black folks. Just like they treat Latinos a little bit better than black folks. So that's why nobody want to claim black, because you get a little bit more privilege. You will never get white boy privilege. But you get a little more privilege trying to play the mixed card. And that's all Latinos are. Latinos are equivalent to a brother fucking on a white woman and having a baby. A mixed baby. The baby has always been considered black, all the way up into the 2000s. Now they calling it mixed breed and mixed and multi-race and all that stuff. A child is born from a white and black couple has always been considered black, all the way back in the slave days when they was taking advantage of our women. Thomas Jefferson had 30 different mixed babies. He didn't claim them, and they grew up to be slaves, and they was always considered black. That's all Latinos is. So this is what I'm trying to explain to you. And the black gene is dominant. So you're black. You can try to play all that mix and all that other shit, bro. At the end of the day, since you want to be mixed so bad, then just pick a side, because you can't be both. You can't say I'm white and I'm black, because white people oppress black people. So you can't be white on one side and black on the other side. Drake tried that shit. That shit didn't work. You can't do that. So Latinos, y'all need to pick a side. You need to say I'm either Spaniard or I'm white or I'm black. Because you can't use the Indian, oh, I'm Aztec, oh, I'm Choctaw. The original Indians were black, bro. Just look up your research. You can't play. Y'all try to do that shit. Now, we ain't black or white, we Indians. The original Indians was black. Look at how dark them goddamn Indians was. Go look it up. So you can't play that. You got to understand some Latinos and blacks. There's so many cultures of black people. They don't all look the same. The Egyptians don't look like the Nigerians. Look at them Koreans. Look at the Philippines. Look at them people from what's that, Thailand. They look like us, don't they? You ever notice that? Look at the Arabs. They look like us. Look at them people out there in Sudan. They look like us, bro. Black people are everywhere. We just claim something else. Because right now it is not popular to be African, because the African continent has been infiltrated, has been divided and conquered. So don't nobody want to claim African because Africa is not the most powerful country no more. It's not the most powerful continent no more. So everybody trying to play something else. Everything originates from black except white folks. That's why everybody look black except for white. There's no group of white folks, not the Irish, not the Italians, not the Portuguese, not the British, not the Russians. None of them look like black folks. But you can go to countries in Asia where they look like black folks. You can go in countries in the Middle East, they look just like us. Latinos look just like us. There's no white culture that look like black people. So when you really look at it, imagine if Asians, imagine if Middle Easterns, Latinos, all of them claim the African continent and claim to be African, which they are. Asians come from Africa. That's a fact. You can look at them, bro. You can look at them. And people that are more towards the whatever hemisphere where it's colder, that's why a lot of Chinese, their eyes are much tighter. When you look at the Chinese eyes and the Japanese eyes, it's way tighter than the Koreans' eyes, than the Philippines don't have tight eyes like the Chinese because it's a different climate. They all originate from us, bro. They originated. But you know, African Americans don't claim Africa. So it ain't just Latino. Nobody want to claim Africa, bro. Because when we grew up, we seen them feed the children commercials. We saw black folk, Africans look poor. They was ashy. We ain't never claimed African. We don't claim African. Black people, no, we claim N-I-G-G-A. That's what we are over here. We don't claim African. Just like the Latinos don't. So don't nobody want to be black. But y'all all come from us, bro. You can't be white Latino. So you might well cross on over with us. You can't be white. You can't play Indian because Indians are black. You can't play that card. You got to understand what a devil do. It's called brainwash. It's called trickery. White boy been fucking every culture there is. So yeah, there's a little European in every black now. All black people look mixed now. White boy been forcing itself on all types of women. Brazilian women, goddamn Puerto Rican, Mexican women, all that there. So now everybody just look mixed. After a while, bro, everybody gonna look mixed. And we gonna all try to say we ain't African, we ain't black. But that's where we come from. That's where we coming from, where I'm from. That's all. We don't want to be African because most Africans are broke. That's all. That's why most rappers and most black people, when we get money, we don't travel to Africa. We travel to Europe. We want to go see France. We want to go to Paris. That's the most popular place to go. When black people talk, we want to go to France. Look at all the rappers, Kevin Gates doing videos way out in Berlin and Germany, and we all black rich. When they get rich, they want to go to Europe. They don't want to go to Africa because Europe is considered the richest nation. Everybody want to be associated with the rich, not the poor. That's how it's a rich and poor thing. That's why Latinos don't want to be black. That's all. They're gonna always choose whitey over us. Latinos have been trying to pass for white for a long time, but you can't. You can't. Latinos been trying to pass for white for years, but you can't. You wanna know what white folks let y'all do? Okay, we ain't gonna let you claim white. You will never be us, but you can say you Hispanic, you Latino, you ain't black. You can separate yourself from blacks, and we'll treat you a little better. We'll give you the job first. We'll give you the job first. We'll let you take over their communities, and don't associate with them, though. So everybody just playing, bro. Just like the Africans, when they come over here, don't nobody associate with the black American. Because we can talk this African shit and all this black shit. Nobody in no part of the world is more hated than the black American. So, and the black American don't want to be African. So, we just ashamed. And we, even black people in America, but we know we can't play white because we too goddamn dark. No. See, the Latinos, they can try to play mixed and all that there. Most black people are we black. You can't play, you can't try to pass or none of that shit unless you a mixed breed and all that there. So we can't pass and we don't have nowhere to be deported to. So we gotta be black. I'm talking about black people in America. We only claim black because we gotta be black. We can't hide that shit. We wish we could hide. Most black people, if they could choose to be mixed or just black, they would want to be a mixed breed because we believe mixed breeds got good hair. We think Latinos got good hair. But most black people would trade in that black skin to be mixed any day because we think mixed breeds look better than us too. Most dark-skinned women, they'll choose a mixed breed over just a regular black brother any day. Most brothers will choose a mixed breed over a black woman any fucking day because we think they look better. We think when you mix your blood with European, you come out looking better. But anyway, I want to play this little clip by Umar, and I want to say this about Umar, bro. I'm happy for you, brother. I'm happy for any black man that rise above hate. Listen, bro, do I think you're weak in the pants? I get so weak in the knees, I can hardly speak. I lose all control over me. And it's so amazing, it's not a thing. I want you to stay with me by my side. I swallow my pride. No, pimpin'. I think you're weak in the knees behind these women, but it happened to most brothers. It happened to the preacher. Yeah, I think you done feel weak a couple times. Maybe you got a little money hungry at times. But do I think you have a passion for black folks? I do. I don't think you're a sellout. I'll never compare you to a Jesse Jackson. I think you're better than Farrakhan. I wouldn't compare you to Farrakhan. Because if Farrakhan was anywhere legit, he wouldn't have made it through them 60s and 70s when white folks was killing all our leaders. Why Farrakhan didn't die? Why Jesse Jackson? Why Al Shaw? None of them died, but all the other leaders died or was put in prison. Farrakhan was never put in prison or nothing because him and Elijah Muhammad worked for the government. And that's a fact. So, you know, I'm gonna get off Farrakhan. But anyway, I think you more legitimate than him. I just think you got caught up you got lost in your own sauce. You got caught up in the fact that you brilliant, and sometimes black folks get to bragging too much. Sometimes I get that way. Sometimes I know I got a lot of sauce. I know at the age of 35, bro, it ain't many brothers that's as bright as me. It ain't many brothers at the age of 35 that's as fearless as me, that's as bright as me, and that's as dedicated, and that's as passionate about his people as me, bro. Most 35-year-olds around this bitch chasing pussy. No, pimpin', that ain't even how I live, bro. I done been there and done that shit, bro. I ain't gonna get into all that. But yeah, that shit don't impress me, bro. Listen, bro, these motherfuckers, I ain't gonna get into all that. But fucking a bunch of hoes that's ran the fuck through and fucking other dudes every other day, and we just swap and come. Nah, bro, pimpin', that shit don't impress me. Yeah, motherfucker just swap and come. Yeah, he just got through bro, I had a next door neighbor like that, a couple years ago. It was this chick, bro, and she was a big old fat chick too. And I ain't saying it because she fat like she was, but she wasn't attractive, none of that. But she was hoeing like a motherfucker. Boy, this motherfucker had cars pulling up. One pull up, one leave. Man, sometimes two cars will pull up at the same time, and a dude will be waiting on the porch while the other dude in the house. You motherfucker swap and come. Once he leave, now he going in. I say, damn, boy, this bitch selling pussy like boy, this bitch selling pussy like a South Dallas hoe over there on Peabody or some shit. Boy, this bitch selling big pussy. I mean, goddamn, I'm looking at dudes just waiting in line to fuck this motherfucker. Because black men have become savages. Boy, you get that pussy up, bro. We want it. We want most brothers want the easiest fuck they can get. And the easiest fuck is a chick that's fucking a different dude every other day. So we just swap and come. A lot of dudes try to act like they player. You're fucking easy ass hoes. Because most of our women are hoes. Most American women are hoes. We have a whole culture. These hoes fucking different dudes, bro. So y'all just swap and come. You know, anyway, I'm gonna leave that alone. But that shit do not impress me, bro. That's some nasty shit. I don't give a fuck about fucking a bunch of women, bro. That don't impress me at all. Anyway, but yeah, I think you got caught up in, fucking with all it. Because I know women been throwing pussy at you, and you done had your pick of the litter. I think you got caught up in just the limelight. But I'm going to tell you something, bro. You got to be a strong kind of brother. when the whole world shitted on you. Black folks was at the front of the line to shit on you. Black people started a channel. So many channels was created just to shit on you. Brothers is making thousands of dollars a week from shitting on you. Because that's what we do. When it's fun to shit, black people created channels and became thousandaires for shitting on P. Diddy. When you shit on a black man, when it's popular to do, your ass can make plenty of money. It's channels everywhere that's been created just to shit on you. But to see you back doing interviews, to see you back speaking powerful, bro. Bro, it make me proud. It make me proud, bro. It show me, bro, you stronger than they say you are. Nah, bro, you got some sauce in you, bro. That would have destroyed most black men. When the world shit on you? Let me tell you something, bro. I've had my family shit on me, and let me tell you, you ever had your family, like your whole family damn near go against you? And I ain't saying like my whole family, but most did. That shit could break you. But to have the whole internet, all of the culture shitting on you, nah, but even gangsters was shitting on you. Motherfuckers trapping out they mama house talking about where the school at. Selling dope to kids and fucking 14-year-old prostitutes, but talking about where the school at. We such a contradiction. 99% of all the black people that criticized you don't give a fuck about black people. So now, pimpin', I'm glad to see you bounce back, bro. It showed me, bro, you ain't weak like they said you was. But let me just play this clip from Umar.
They went underground. Not all, but a lot of Jews went underground, right, in order to assimilate into the Western world, because they were not well liked, not only by Adolf Hitler, but other people, due to stereotypes and other things, didn't really like them, so they hid their identity. Yep. You can never hide being African. I can't assimilate as a Chinese. I can't assimilate as a Caucasian. I can assimilate as an East Indian or an Arab, but the European...
Who can I run to when I need love? I'm telling you, bro, if black people in America could hide our identity, we'd hide it tomorrow. We would choose being mixed breed over being black any day, but we can't hide because most of us come from a black mother and a black father, whether he's in the house or not. Most black people have both black parents. We can't play mixed breed. But if we could, we would. If we could, we would. Don't nobody want to be black, even black people.
Jews, they were able to assimilate as Anglo-Saxons, right? As everyday French, as Irish, as Italian. Many of them changed their last names. I was told this by Jewish people I work with, how their grandparents changed their names fleeing the Holocaust, right? And they assumed Anglo-Saxon names and non-Jewish names. And so one of the things that protects them so well today is the fact that a lot of people, because of intermarriage, right, in the changing of the name, a lot of people don't know if you're Jewish on the surface or not. They got to ask you, right? Because today, a European Jew doesn't look much different from any other Southern European. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So whereas you and I, we could never hide our ethnicity or race amongst another group. So there's certain adaptations they were able to take advantage of that you and I never could. In addition to that, as much as Jewish people may not be liked by some groups, African people are unliked by everyone. They want your culture, they want your music, they want your talent, they want your inventions, they want your skill, they want your rhythm, but they don't want any of your blues.
Powerful, powerful. So what is it going to take, right? Because when you think about, we're always called the minority, but when you think about, us in America, you think about, us in the diaspora, we're technically not the minority, right? And so we're not the minority. We have all of the resources, natural resources, the power. What is it going to take for us to get, to take back the power and take back the economic resources, most importantly?
First of all, when they call us minority,
did you know that you can...
Yeah, that whole minority shit, that's a trigger. That's why black folks always trying to, we all minorities, bro. No, pimpin', ain't no motherfucking minority.
Well, first of all, when they call us minority, from the perspective of white supremacy, they're not describing our numerical strength because numerically we're the majority. The reason we don't appear to be is you have so many Africans who are trying to disidentify from being African. For example, if we look at the Latino African community, right? A lot of them will tell you, I'm not black.
Yeah.
You understand? And look darker than you and I.
Right.
But because I speak Spanish or because my skin is so pale,
No black, no black, me no black. Me no black, me Latino, no black, me no black. Me no black.
right, that I no longer feel an affinity for my race, I will just disidentify with it. Why did America come up with the concept of Hispanic? Hispanic is not a cultural
Imagine if Latinos just over here in the States, imagine if they start identifying as black. You wanna know what would happen? The police would start killing them too like they kill us. They would start going to prison more. You would see way more Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Cubans. You would see a lot of them way more in the prison system, and you would see teenage Cubans getting shot down in Miami by the police, just like every other brother do. You would see them hanging from trees. You would see all kind of shit, and many would get deported. Oh boy, I couldn't imagine if Latinos tried to claim us that's over here, they would go through hell. And that's why they don't claim us. Nobody want to be black, not even black folks.
Latino is the appropriate term. The U.S. government invented the term Hispanic in the 1970s because Spanish-speaking Africans from Puerto Rico, Cuba, Dominican Republic, and other Spanish-speaking Central, South American, and Caribbean countries, islands, came to America and would call themselves white. And so America ran into an issue of census counting because you got all these black people who speak Spanish, who don't want to be lumped in with the American African, calling themselves white. And so, for the white man, whiteness is a privilege. And you have to be Caucasian to enjoy that. So they came up with the term Hispanics, basically was a compromise with Spanish-speaking black people. We're not going to force you to identify with who you are, right? But you can't call yourself white anymore. So here you go, Hispanic. What do you have in America right now? You have American Africans who look as Nigerian, Ghanaian, Liberian, Gambian, Togolese as you and I, who are telling you not only are they not from Africa, that not a single ancestor is from Africa, that they originated in the United States, despite there being no proof of America being...
I'm going to tell you something, bro. I don't think there's nothing more embarrassing. You see these new Africans? No. Y'all gonna start calling them new Africans. I'm talking about the ones that came over here and they done even. I'm talking about the ones that they come over here with their African wife and they have a baby in America. You see how these babies are? Most of them act just like white kids. I'm gonna say that one more time. You ever notice these new Africans? Hey, you ever notice these new Africans? I'm talking about the ones that come over here with their African wife, and they African. They eat African dishes. They kids though. A lot of them go to private white schools or just go to schools with mostly white kids. They grew up eating McDonald's. They grew up eating Burger King. Like I say, the parents come over here eating the goddamn jollof rice and eating all the African dishes and all that stuff. But them kids, they be some McDonald's babies. And they talk white as hell. They act white. They have none but white friends. Look at these new Africans. Look at they kids. They act white. Be black as hell. Act just like a white boy.
A cradle of human civilization. They will argue you down that I was always in America and did not get here from Africa, right? If you look at our black philosophical ideologies, right? Respect to them all. But the Moorish science temples, they don't identify as African. The Nation of Islam, they don't identify as African. The 5% Nation of Gods and Earths, they don't identify as African. I love and respect them all, but they don't identify as African. So
like I said, bro, nobody, and you got a lot of black folks that try to say, we didn't come from Africa. We was already over here, bro. But you still originated from Africa, bro. Africa is the mother of civilization. Africa bred everything except for them Europeans, bro. Them Neanderthal motherfuckers. Everybody come from Africa, bro. Outside of them motherfuckers, because the sun don't like them, so they would have never survived in Africa. No, bro. Everybody originated from Africa, but because Africa is poor now. Well, I'm not gonna say Africa is poor. It's just all the resources have been exploited by Europeans, and now Asians are doing it. It's been exploited, and Africa is not the most powerful nation. So nobody want to say we from Africa no more. Nah, we was already over here. You might have been already over here before Christopher Columbus came with all this fucking bullshit they came with. But you still originated. You derived from Africa, bro.
You just have to look at our history and how black people, for opportunity, fear, self-hatred, political expediency, opportunism, chose to disidentify from being African. My point is, if you add everybody into the pie, we clearly outnumber the other groups. The problem is you got so many different groups of African people who don't want to be African that it makes your numbers look smaller than what they are. Let me give you a quick comparison. In the year 2000, the United States government added a new census category, biracial. Before that, you was either black or white.
Wow. Yeah.
What I tell you, bro? Biracial, mixed breed. Oh, I'm not black. I'm biracial. I'm not black. I do not identify as black. I'm biracial. Why was there no such thing as biracial in the 70s and the 80s? What about when we were segregated in 50s and the 40s? Because back then, we could, even before segregation, we couldn't even fuck on white women. But if you just so happen to get a white woman pregnant, for one, you can probably get hung and killed or end up in prison. But that baby that's born would be black. Never in the hit until the 2000s hit. You know, the 2000s a lot changed. We got homosexualized. The black church started receiving grants from the federal government. You start seeing $1 million black churches, and also you seen the birth of the biracial baby. We ain't black no more. I'm biracial.
There was no biracial.
Yeah.
They added biracial. Why? Because the popularity. Well, they knew Barack Obama was coming soon. He was mixed race. So they would use Obama's presidency to fan the flames of mixed race pride. And so all self-hating American Africans who didn't want to be called African can now say, I'm biracial, multiracial.
Nobody want to be black. Not even black folks. I'm multiracial. I'm black. I'm Indian and Japanese. My mama Japanese and Indian, and my daddy black. So I'm tri-culture. Yeah, I'm tri-culture. I'm three different things. I'm not black, but black is the dominant gene, bro. You can't hide that shit. You can't run from that shit. You can't, bro. You're just ashamed to be black, bro.
Mind you, you have mixed race Africans on the plantation.
Yeah.
My grandfather Stephen, his cousin Frederick Douglass were both of their mothers. My aunt.
See, on that plantation, you couldn't claim multiracial. You couldn't claim biracial when you was on that fucking plantation. You had to pick cotton too, just like the rest. Give a fuck how light skinned you are or how good you think your hair was, motherfucker. You got to work in that sun too. Some of them used to work in the house though. A lot of the mixed breeds did used to work in the house, but you were still a fucking slave.
And grandmother were raped by the slave master. There was mixed race. Nobody called them biracial. Nobody called them mixed race. And even though they used pejorative terms like mulatto, you would still consider part of the African population and part of the slave population. So why? After 246 years of slavery in America, another 100 years of Jim Crow, another 50 years of apartheid, all of a sudden the government now says if you got white in you, call yourself biracial.
Yeah.
America will be 250 years old next year.
Yeah.
Why are you just now coming up with a biracial category? To make it look like there's less blacks than there really is on paper.
Yeah.
They're reducing us on paper.
Yeah.
Since y'all hate yourself and want to call yourself mixed race and biracial, instead of it being 50 million Africans in America, it looks closer to 30.
And so
they're redefining us out of existence.
And so do you think it has a lot to do with population control? Because when I think about, I saw something that said that the net worth of the black community will be zero by 2056, right? And when I hear that, I know that I'm surrounded around a lot of, specifically here in Atlanta, people that are getting to it, right? Becoming millionaires and getting, learning how to build wealth and, controlling that. So on one hand, we're hearing this narrative around, the power structure and population control, even COVID being taught or thought to be
It was a population control weapon.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about that, like the population control and like why are like as part of this narrative around our net worth being zero, part of a control thing to make us feel inferior so we won't continue to thrive as a people?
It is part of a control thing, but it is also partly the truth. One of the reasons why every group in America can outdistance themselves economically and politically over black people, although we've been here longer, and despite the aggressive systemic racism that has been put up against us, despite the racism, because that is the big reason. Nobody catches the hell American Africans catch, because we're the only non-white people who cannot be deported. You can deport Chinese. You can strip the citizenship of an Arab or an East Indian if they want to get political and get out of line. What I give you, I can take back. Your naturalization is not permanent. You see that? I can send a Latino back to a Latin-speaking country. I can get rid of everyone in America except the black man, because his enslavement, through his enslavement, I destroyed his natural, spiritual, and cultural connection to do with 50 million people you don't want and can't deport. You have to create systems of marginalization and elimination. COVID was a big part of that. But more specifically, COVID was about getting rid of as many elderly people, regardless of race, but specifically black people, because they don't want to use that money to provide Social Security for all them elders. Remember, in a capitalist economic system, and I want to be clear, capitalism is not commerce. Too many African people, and this is a conversation we have in the revolutionary sector with the socialists, the nationalists, the Pan-Africanists, etc. They believe if you're selling something, you're a capitalist. If you pull out some shea butter right now, say, Dr. Umar, I made this for $2.50, but I'm gonna sell it to you for $10. That's not capitalism. That's commerce. We have always engaged in business and trade and commerce. But you got black people thinking anytime you sell something for a profit, that's capitalism. Black people were selling for a profit before white people came out the caves of Europe. That's not capitalism. Is the deliberate domination of the means of production. I want to control the land, the resources in it, and all the institutions to make sure you can't get anything for yourself, so you're completely dependent on me, which allows me to raise the interest rate and the cost of the product or service to the point where you can't afford it, which ultimately means you're going to...
I remember Charleston White when he was capping for white folks. Cause now he in the middle. White folks got on his ass about Charlie Kirk. So he trying to play pro-black again, but he try to say, capitalism has superseded racism. That's one of the biggest lies ever told. That's when he was trying to get in good with white folks. And he felt like because he was rich, he was different, until white folks reminded him, bro, just because your cockeyed ass got a little money, bro, your ass is still black. Nobody want to be black, especially black folks.
To die a slow and painful economic death. Capitalism is about the destruction of a people. It is not simply charging a fee for a service or a product. Because you get people say, well, can we use capitalism in America in order to empower ourselves? First of all, you live in a capitalist economy. There is no way on hell you're going to empower yourself in a capitalist economy without participating in that economy. You don't have to be capitalist. Just engage in your commerce. You're not seeking to exploit nobody. You're not seeking to deny nobody. You're not seeking to usurp everything necessary in order for me to be economically independent. That's what capitalism is. It cuts off every avenue for you to do for yourself and only leaves the high price seller of the goods for you to buy from. That's capitalism. That is not commerce. Now, getting back to this. With the COVID, they wanted to get rid of all the old people to reduce dependency on Social Security. Because under capitalism, you are only useful if you can work for me, exploit your labor, or you can buy from me, exploit your wealth. If you cannot work for me, and if you don't buy from me, you're useless. So what is the one population in any society who no longer works and no longer needs to buy much. Old people. So from the white man's philosophy, we better off without them. And that's why Italy got hit worse with COVID than any European country, because Italy has the largest amount of old white people. Now, I'm very proud of Africa, because during the COVID crisis, many African leaders stood up and refused to either test or inoculate their people. In fact, I am of the opinion that President John Magufuli of Tanzania was assassinated because he refused to vaccinate. I also believe the late president of Haiti was assassinated because he refused to vaccinate. Africa stood up. Now, unfortunately, countries like South Africa, right, that I love very much. My last time on the continent was South Africa. I was disappointed that the government still went ahead and started immunizing the people, because you saw what John Magufuli did. He tested an animal, a plant, and a piece of fruit with the COVID test. And I think 2 out of the 3 came back positive. He said, how in the hell can a piece of fruit have COVID? How can a plant have COVID? He was proving that the test was played with. The test was a scam to make you think you have the disease so they can vaccinate you. And all they was going to do was push you with poison to get rid of you. Now, the last point on that gentrification question you asked, there's 2 documents that every African should read on planet Earth if you're concerned about population control. 2 documents. Number 1, Global 2000. Global 2000 was put out in December of 1974, I believe the date was, by Henry Kissinger, who's a descendant of Jews who came from the Holocaust. And he helped create the Rockefeller Trilateral Commission, right? Kissinger, who became Secretary of State, he was Secretary of State for the United States in 74. He put out National Security Study Memorandum 200, not Global 2000 yet. National Security Study Memorandum 200, December 74. This is the first time that a modern government undertook an investigation into population growth and trends for the entire planet. And out of this study, it's online, you can read it, he said that the United States government must take a lead role in controlling population growth. And in that, he targeted 13 countries, several of which were African. And almost every country that he targeted, they wound up with a serious LGBTQ movement. The LGBT is not about same-sex freedom. It's about the reduction of black population, because 2 men can't reproduce, 2 women can't reproduce. And what just came out of the was it the American Medical Association or the Center for Disease Control? They said for the first time in modern history, teenage pregnancy is down in the United States, but they don't know why. We know why, because you have lesbianized our girls, homosexualized our boys against reproduction. Remember, the pushers of LGBT culture are not LGBT folks. They're heterosexuals. Why are heterosexuals pushing LGBT? Because it's a very effective population control strategy. It does what the birth control pill and abortion cannot do, and that is convince the kids to never touch each other.
Do you? And I actually have a follow-up question about population control, but based on what you just said, do you also believe social media has something to do with it, right? Because when I think about social media and how they've created these addictive devices that young people are so like the even if you're heterosexual, the boys are gaming. They want to spend time with other boys now. And so like the way social media is addictive is that part of the process as well?
Absolutely. Remember, feminism, which was modern feminism, a creation of the FBI and CIA to get women out the home through the propaganda of equality. Men and women are equal, right? So when I say propaganda of equality, I'm not saying that women are not equal. I'm saying that this was a government strategy to make the women discontent with being mothers, to get them into college and get them into the workforce, not only so they could tax their income and have more revenue, but also so that nobody could protect the mind of the child from the government. If you look at the flow of feminism, unto the modern working career-based women, it has also coincided with the rise in pathology, suicide, mass shootings, because children are supposed to get a certain amount of nurture. Any living organism, I don't care if we're talking about the puppies or the cats or the giraffes or the birds, they get a certain amount of nurture before they're allowed to go out into the world on their own. Human beings are no longer getting that. African children are no longer getting that. A big reason why the feminist movement was brought to Africa, a big reason why the LGBT movement was brought into Africa, because Africa being the mother of all civilizations, it would take the U.S. government and other Caucasian governments more time to convince the African woman on the continent that being a mother is an outdated phenomenon. So they had to really put and push money into Africa to break that relationship, that trust and bond that the black man and the black woman had with each other, in order for the LGBT, in order for the feminism to get in there. Wow. You see, so the reason why you had a Hillary Clinton, a Barack Obama, a Joe Biden, a Kamala Harris threatening African governments with the cessation of grants and funds and aid if you don't normalize homosexuality is not about gay rights. It's about making sure we can infiltrate the minds of the children by getting the mothers out the house.
And look, you taking me so many different places, but I want to talk about black love then, right?
Okay.
Because you know, me as a financial educator, I understand. I've studied wealth. I studied other cultures.
Before you go to black love, and forgive me for jumping in.
For sure, yeah.
But I got that little ADHD thing too. So when that thought comes, if I don't give it to you, I'm
with you.
Let's go to the Rockefellers. The Rockefellers created a General Board of Education. Stay with me. This is an oil family, right?
Yeah.
Why would they create a General Board of Education? And by the way, you do know Spelman College here in Atlanta, that I love and respect, is named after the wife of Rockefeller. It started out as an independent black school, but they came in with their money. And as a as a compromise, they gave the school the name of the wife. The Rockefellers spent millions financing HBCUs. They spent millions financing PWIs. They spent millions infiltrating public school boards and infiltrating textbook corporations. Why? Why is an oil company worrying about college? Why is an oil company worrying about the textbooks that public schools use in America? Because if we want to control the economics, if we want to control the wealth, if we want to dominate industry, if we want to practice true capitalism, we cannot teach the children how we did it. Because if we teach the children how we did it, black or white, they can then teach themselves how to undo it. Economics was intentionally kept out of America's schools, black or white, intentionally kept out to make sure the kings of capitalism could never be overthrown.
Wow.
Yep. That's why even your smartest black children, they can go to the most wealthy college in America. They can have the highest form of education, but most black people do not know how to feed themselves. Most black people don't know how to make money, as smart as we are, because they took economics out of the school, and also they took trades out of the school. That's why most of us work a white boy job. Most of us, you got college, motherfucker done graduated from college, working the same factory as the brother that just got out of the penitentiary.
Wow. And so when I think of,
I was talking to an older black man the other day, and he was telling me how, because I was like, damn, you know how to weld? He said, yeah, I did that in high school, because he about 70. And he was like, yeah, and I'm already knowing, but I'm playing dumb. He was like, yeah, they had trades when I was in school, and I took welding and stuff like that. Imagine, bro. That's why we keep blaming these kids, and we blame the baby mamas. Look at just how systematically they took the trades out of school in the 70s. As they taking the trades out of the school, they're having mass incarceration of black men. So black men are leaving the home. I'm taking trades out of the school so the kids will grow up and don't know how to do nothing. I'm giving the woman food stamp and all kind of social security, and I'm promoting abortion to kill the baby. So look at how the black community was attacked by so many different methods at the same time. You're dealing with a machine, bro. You dealing with a demonic machine, and it still ain't stopped. Homosexualizing our kids, it won't stop there. They're going to keep going, bro. Kids are being allowed to cut their dick off. Kids are being allowed to. The boy can go use the girl's bathroom. Man, man, it's a sick system, bro.
Because so this thing is all like so multi-layered, right? Because when you think of black or white, population control, the government, there's a government shutdown happening.
Yes.
And with that government shutdown, SNAP benefits are being withheld. A lot of people believe that it will only affect the black community, but the
more white people
on food stamps. So talk a little bit about that.
This SNAP scam is not simply the result of a stalemate between the Democrats and Republicans in Congress. This is intentional. I'm going to tell you why. First of all, what do we know about crime? Poverty is the grandmother of all crime.
1,000%, yeah.
It's sad, bro. Like I said, bro, nobody want to be black, not even black people. But it's only going to get worse until you do something about it, bro. It's only going to get worse.
Whenever resources are low, crime is up. When resources are plentiful, crime goes down. It is a function of the economy. When they talk about crime in the black community, they never tie it to the economy. So if poverty is the grandparent of crime, miseducation is the father of crime. And economic castration is the mother, right? So if you're not dealing with poverty, miseducation, and economic opportunity, you're not trying to solve any crime. What Donald Trump is doing, and mind you, he's not working alone because he's an employee. What he's doing is he wants to manipulate economics, opportunities, and resources. He wants to intensify financial desperation. Because if I intensify financial desperation by cutting off the food stamps, knowing that most children are raised by single mothers, those mothers are going to have to do one of three things in order to feed their children during this food stamp scare. They're going to have to go steal food. If she's caught stealing, she goes to jail. While she's in jail, those children get put into the foster care system. She's not able to go to work and pay her bills, so she can't pay the rent or the mortgage. We confiscate the home. Gentrification. Number two, she doesn't steal, but she takes her rent money, her mortgage, to buy these expensive groceries. Guess what? She defaults on the rent, she defaults on the mortgage, foreclosure or eviction, gentrification, we take the house. Third, she starts engaging in the illegal economy on the street. Let me sell a little bit of weed where it's not legal. Let me sell a little bit of crack, heroin. You see that? Let me hustle some credit cards. She's going to have to do something under the table to make ends meet, to make sure her kids got food on the table. They find out, once again, eviction, mortgage, we take the home. This whole SNAP scam is an intensification of gentrification. It's not about them not being able to feed their kids. It's about us being able to take your home away from you after you get caught doing it.
Wow. And so again, continue like down the rabbit hole of how like this is like constructed.
It's a web. And it's a never-ending web. It continues to grow because one thing that Neely Fuller, who wrote that book, The Intensive...
I say this all the time, bro. White supremacy is permanent until you do something about it. It won't stop. It didn't stop in the 40s. It didn't stop in the 50s. It didn't stop when slavery was so-called abolished in 1863. No, bro, it has never stopped. They have always found other ways to oppress us. It's never stopped, bro. It's even when we stopped fighting in the 60s, because we have stopped fighting against white supremacy in the 60s. And we haven't fought since, but it didn't stop them from bringing crack. It didn't stop them from bringing AIDS. It never stops until you do something about it. You're dealing with a machine, bro. Nobody want to be black, not even black folks.
What is it? The compensatory code system for victims of white supremacy. Everybody should read it. I haven't read the whole thing, but I have them, right? And one of the things he talks about, one of the stages of white supremacy is refinement. Once we create the system and we master it, we now have to refine it. Refinement means what? It no longer looks like what it looked like. Cell phone gets invented, right? Remember, the first cell phones was large. And every year they get smaller and smaller to the point now they're working on a cell phone that you won't even know it's a cell phone. Refinement. They're refining white supremacy to the point that it doesn't even look like what it was. And if you refine it well enough, the victims will blame themselves instead of the system for the hell that they get.
And so going back to, you know, like let's say Black Love, right? Like I understand.
That's why you got brothers like Charleston White. You got brothers like Officer Tatum. You got brothers like the mixed breed twins that only blame black folks for all of our struggles, that only blame us because white supremacy has almost become invisible. See, when you put enough guns in the neighborhood and you let motherfuckers start these Crip and blood gangs, because they could have stopped that shit soon as it started. But when you allow these things and you put guns in and you let this gangster music start that promotes kids to want to be gangsters, so now black folks killing each other. So you can't blame me no more. Yeah, we used to hang you, and we still kill you to this day, but black folks kill each other. So you can't blame me no more. No, you can't blame the white man. It's all black folks' fault. That's white supremacy.
Especially when I look at other cultures, wealth, Black love equal black wealth.
Yes.
I feel like when I
it's a functional and healthy love.
Absolutely. And when I turn on the television, when I look at on the internet, there's a war going on, right? There's a war against black love. Like, is that part of
Absolutely. I'm gonna tell you why. On the road to the elimination of black people is the bastardization of black people. I'm not calling our mixed race brothers and sisters bastards. Because as a Pan-Africanist, I accept them. You understand me? I got heroes who are mixed race. I got no issue with mixed race, right? When I speak of bastardization, I'm speaking publicly, politically, from the white man's perspective. Before we can get rid of them, we have to first bastardize them. Here we go again. Refinement. Make the American Negro no longer look like the American Negro. So what we're going to do is we're going to sell Snow Bunny love to black children through the commercials, the sitcoms, the movies. If we sell enough Snow Bunny love to black children, they'll no longer want a relationship with somebody who looks like them. Now you have this.
This is why you have black people today. I saw it when I was in prison. I started seeing it in the early 2000s. How you seen so many brothers say, "Oh, I don't date black women. Oh, I don't date black women at all." Now you starting to see black women that, "Oh, I don't date black men." We the only ones that do that. But it's promoted. Look at all the commercials. You rarely ever see a black man and a black woman in a commercial. The black woman with a white boy, the black man with a white woman. They promote that. It put it in our face. It's in every movie. It's in every commercial. It's in cartoon. This is what they do.
Mixed race child. If we sell Snow Bunny love to that second generation mixed race child, that third generation African won't even appear to be African. And psychologically, what are the chances that they will want to be associated with anything African? In other words, you can get rid of black people without even getting rid of black people.
And so, you know, one of the things, and I've seen this, where every time I watch television, I've never seen in recent time a black couple. I've seen a black man with a white woman. I've seen a white woman with a black man. But seeing a black couple together is like hard. Is like hard to see.
When you have mice in the home, and you just killing off individual mice, you're gonna be fighting them forever. You got to find the queen. You got to find the nest, and you got to rid yourself of the nest. Otherwise, you're gonna be fighting them all together. In its refinement, white supremacy has gotten to a point where we tired of just knocking off black leaders. We tired of them because we're going to keep on getting, right? We get Medgar Evers. Then we got to do Malcolm. Then we got to do King. Then we got to do our Prentice Bunchy Carter and John Huggins. We got to do Freddie Hampton and George Jackson. We're going to keep doing this. But if we destroy the black family itself, If we convince black boys and girls to not want to create black homes, we could destroy them at the root.
Yeah.
That's what they're working on now.
Yeah.
And that's why the Snow Bunny crisis, although people laugh about it,
Was
is
it
very
Black Boys
serious. Absolutely.
Snow Bunny
And from a finance perspective.
For sure.
And let me be honest, because I have nothing against white women or any other woman.
Yeah.
But the reason I have such a big issue with this Snow Bunny crisis is the dissolution of black wealth. It is the liquidization of the black man's wealth into the white woman's family. When I marry a white woman, if you marry a white woman, you just pledge your entire life, savings, investment, stocks, bonds, crypto, to that white woman. And when she's tired of you, and normally they will get tired of you, very few white women stay with our men to the end. Think about it. Very few white women stay with our men to the end. They're there for the ride. But when it's time for you to come back down, and the honeymoon's over, this is over and I'm taking everything you got with me. The reason I hate interracial marriage economically is you robbing from us who ain't got enough, and you taking it to them who already stole too much. Interracial dating is economic treason.
There's a movie, I don't know if you saw it, with I think it's Robert De Niro. And they actually have done this before to the Indians, where they would marry. They would marry
to get access to their resources.
What's the name of the movie?
The Moon, something the Moon. But that was a true story. Speaking of Robert De Niro, let's stick with him. He had a black wife. They got a divorce recently. Did you see what happened in court? The judge told the black wife, you're going to get $1 million a year until you remarry. You're not getting half. You're not getting a quarter. She got yes! When you ever hear of a wife divorce a husband and not get a percentage of his wealth? The judge said you get nothing but $1 million a year until you remarry. And once you remarry, you don't get another dime. The Snow Bunny divorce crisis never works in reverse.
And then I mean, when you think about, our brother Shannon Sharp.
Man, it is what it is, bro. It just is what it is, bro. Nobody want to be black, not even black people. Until we do something about it, it won't change, bro. And I ain't gonna stop talking about it. So I understand that a lot of my followers love to hear the boxing and they want to hear just boxing and boxing talk, bro. But this is a very important topic, and I won't stop talking about it. So Monday through Friday, between 11 and noon Central Standard Time, this would be my type of subject. I talk about boxing later on in the evening times, around 8 to 9 Central Standard Time. And you want to hear about boxing, you can catch me on the later end. And I'm talking about racism in there too. So you just can't beat it. That's why, you a lot of you motherfuckers that just want to hear the pureness of boxing, bro. I don't even know why you listen to me, bro. Because you motherfuckers just gang bang on what black fighter you like. That's just all we do anyway, as black people. We find one black person to play pro-black with instead of loving each other. So until we love each other, bro, we just going to continue to fall. And like I said, I'm not here to beg Latinos or any other culture that don't want to claim black to be black, because don't nobody want to be black, not even black folks. This is 903 Boxing. I'm your host, George J. With that, I'm out.